they killed her. They had it rigged for a massive Hillary victory, and if that had happened, we'd already be in these FEMA camps. We'd already be locked in our homes. Those of us that didn't comply to that would be in FEMA camps or in body bags. So
So let's get to the main point. So going down, Soros takes orders from P. That means pedos. If you have no idea how sick these evil people are, bye. Game over, game over. Now it's coming out, game over.
So I've been saying all along that you do not go to the hospital system, guys, because they're basically killing people in the hospitals on purpose, right?
Their media needs to be taken down first, and that's what's going to happen. So hopefully that will be the first big arrest if he has to step down. And they're probably not going to call it arrest. They're just going to say he's sick. He's sick. The Queen's really sick on death's door when, she exited the world December 5th, 2020. The Pope's sick. He probably exited the world. We're on Telegram.
This is Kirsten W talking now. This is a video from December 2021, and she's talking about the stock market crash. The Alliance and Putin were behind the crash in March 2020. It brought down some of the bad actors, Rockefellers and all that stuff. So let's just see what she says.
Tell me, okay? That was then, okay? We've had a stock market crash March 2020. That was done by Trump, Vladimir Putin, and King Salman. Prince Salman. Trying to exit the Rockefeller control of the oil. So they dropped it March 2020. And then they started to absorb the Fed May 2020, okay? Treasury starts to absorb the Fed May 2020. And May 2021, the Fed is no more. And of course, all the countries, well, the three places that used to control us and take our money, London and the Vatican and DC, are pretty much broke. So they have no power anymore. So unfortunately, I've already paid my taxes a long time ago, but they really can't tax you because the IRS is no more as of May 2021. That's why they can do all the finances as we go, okay? So that being said, we've made lots of progress. They really crashed the economy December 17, 2021. No, it's December 15th, I'm sorry. They basically, the USA Corporation Incorporated was no more. That's December 15th. And then Biden signs that extension of debt ceiling bill, which is worthless. He can sign and sign away. It's worthless. And that's not really going to do anything. He can sign and sign and sign. It's not going to really do anything. And Clarence Thomas did say that that's highly illegal, so that's a good way for him to step down because he did something completely legal. So our finances are safe now, and of course they pushed out the Iraqi dinar, equal parts of the US dollar, and yes, we have Trump might use his truth on social media, on Telegram. That's why I say get on Telegram, in case, in backup to the EBS, all right? Let me share my Telegram with you. If you guys haven't moved to my new Telegram, I don't know what to tell you, okay? But lots is going on. Lots are going on, okay? This is my new Telegram. The other one is not so good anymore. Get to tell. The other one I went through Google Play, and that was deleting my posts and my subscribers. Now we're firmly at this number. Please, everyone, start to move. So let's get to the main point. So going down, they have the power to tax you. Again, they had started the absorption of the Federal Reserve and the Fed Reserve and IRS into the Treasury. It started on May 2020, and it was done 1 year later, May 2021. Federal Reserve, no more. So your taxes are going to, you can stop paying. I can say that now, okay? And we have, let's go back to this with China. You can see, I'm going to go down here. First, let me read this. This is from Whiplash. I have heard from people in France, Netherlands, Poland, Canada, and US today. Hunger and light have lived under darkness for too long. we will light a fire and flush them out. And then here we go. Soros takes orders from P. That means pedos. If you have no idea how sick these evil people are, bye, bye, bye. Game over, game over. Now it's coming out, game over. All right. I have heard right yet. There we go. Here we keep going down. There's the Texas wall. There's something from Christmas. I know more than 80 million Americans want for Christmas. There we go. That's so cute. China's wealthiest real estate magnates lost a combined $46 billion in 2021, headed by Evergrande's founder seeing $17 billion loss. China is done. Okay, and here is something from Epoch Times. China's local government slashed salaries 20 to 30% in different states in China. Wow, 20 to 30%. The salaries were slashed.
They killed her. Scott McKay here, Patriot Street Fighter. I don't know where we are. I know I did get a text from Kirsten about 4:30 a.m. this morning. I don't think she's well at all. There's an intervention going on. I do think it's a race against time. I will say this. I hope you guys do the right thing down there. Thus far, you haven't. As far as I know and the information I've gotten, I pray for all of you that we don't lose this girl. Let me just leave it at that. I would just say I hope you do the right thing, because if she becomes another casualty in your efforts to follow these cabal orders and literally murder people in the hospital, there is a shitstorm on the horizon, and it's going to come. This is one that I am absolutely not going to tolerate. I got a couple of people that I know that have been taken down this way, and I'm just telling you, I hope somebody up there in Camarillo, St. John's, whatever the hell the hospital is, hears this message, because Kirsten is a valuable figure in our patriot movement. And if you take down one of our generals, you ought to know what happens and what comes next. Unfortunate news that I hate to break, but we lost Kirsten a couple of hours ago. They killed her.
No way.
So that was a phone call that I got, and I had somebody.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, when I was
can't believe
arranging.
this.
Yeah, when I was arranging today for two people to be in that hospital, one's an attorney, another, I'm just going to leave it, medical professional. I got to protect this person. Was going in there to get me some intel, see what the landscape was, so I could decide to get in my vehicle and drive down.
So it's a sad day. Kirsten W. passed away last night. We found out about it when I was doing a show with Scott McKay and David Rodriguez. So we had been trying to get to Kirsten for several days, and while she's at her friend's house, she becomes unconscious, and he calls an ambulance, and she goes into the hospital. So I've been saying all along that you do not go to the hospital system, guys, because they're basically killing people in the hospitals on purpose, right? Now, a lot of these doctors and nurses, they think they know what they think they're very cute and think they're very smart. They are going to be held responsible. They're going to be held responsible for Kirsten's death, right? Because Kirsten did not have to die, right? Once she's in the hospital, we're trying to get to her, right, and get her some ivermectin, because the hospital refuses to give people. Most hospitals refuse to give people ivermectin, so people sneak it in. So I've had a lot of people that have contacted me about their loved ones who went in the hospital. They had cocoa, and eventually they passed away, because the hospitals are not designed to beat this thing. They're designed to be killing machines, right? And that's what they're doing. And that's what they did to Kirsten. That's what they have been doing to thousands and thousands of people. You go to the hospital, and there's been lots of nurses that have come out and have talked about it. I remember watching a show one time where a nurse talked about how he had witnessed early on how they were euthanizing. That's right, euthanizing people in hospitals. Euthanizing them. That means killing them, right? Injecting them with something that basically shuts them down. So we're trying to get in and get her stuff. They're refusing to let us come in. We said, can you give her ivermectin? They refuse. The hospital's doing that. So you might remember that Trump came out and said that was one of those things that you could use to basically, not have to go to the hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott McKay here, Patriot Street Fighter, broadcasting on PSF Rumble live stream now, also through American Media Periscope and all the platforms that they push this information out to. Welcome. We're pushing into January fast. It's 6th already. Interesting things going on. Got a couple great, powerful voices on today. Talk about what January the 6th means. Some of the things we've seen emerge today, and they're coming from
from the clown side in D.C., and then, of course, our current president, Donald Trump. I've had a number of people, in fact, a load of people on Telegram reaching out to me about Kirsten W. I just, to not get into any details for very, what should I say, very important reasons, I can't disclose any details of what I'm working on behind the scenes to intervene there, but I can tell you there are very capable people who are now in place, and I don't know where we are. I know I did get a text from Kirsten about 4:30 a.m. this morning. I don't think she's well at all. It's the only communication I had from her, looking to try to get some legal leverage with her to do what's necessary. At any point, there should have been 2 visits with her today, and like I said, I'll keep those visitors, I would say, private for the moment for important reasons, and I'll tell you at some point. But let's just say there's an intervention going on. I do think it's a race against time. If necessary, I will be making a trip here from Las Vegas down to Camarillo. It's in the backyard of where I lived, to do whatever I can do. I will say this, and I feel I must say this, if there anybody that is in the Camarillo hospital that are working on her case, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the CEO, the administrator of the hospital, the nurses, the doctors. Nobody's going to walk away from the fact that if she's diagnosed with COVID, she will not be given ivermectin and HCQ by any of you people. This is one I am not going to let go. I will say this. I hope you guys do the right thing down there. Thus far, you haven't. As far as I know and the information I've gotten, I pray for all of you that we don't lose this girl. Let me just leave it at that. I would just say I hope you do the right thing, because if she becomes another casualty in your efforts to follow these cabal orders and literally murder people in the hospital, there is a shitstorm on the horizon, and it's going to come. This is one that I am absolutely not going to tolerate. I got a couple of people that I know that have been taken down this way, and I'm just telling you, I hope somebody up there in Camarillo, St. John's, whatever the hell the hospital is, hears this message. The turning point's coming. Those people that are involved in this type of conduct in these hospitals, you will not escape. Believe me. I've talked to other doctors who are on the side of this conversation I've just spoken to in the last 2 days that have the same mindset that I do on this issue. Because there are some good guys out there that know what the hell's going on, and I'm just telling you, you better do the right thing. You better do the right thing, because me and my friends, who have a reach of tens of millions of people, will be naming names, and you're going to be known, believe me. So I pray this is not going to be that thing that may happen to any of you people in that hospital, because Kirsten is a valuable figure in our patriot movement. And if you take down one of our generals, you ought to know what happens and what comes next. And I'm telling you this, and it's widely known that Kirsten and I do not see eye to eye on many things. And I haven't spoken to her for a while. I still consider her a friend, but I'm not going to stand by and allow this to continue, and neither are my friends. Anyway, so that's the update. You guys have been banging away on me for days on Telegram. So let's handle this in one message. This is what's going on behind the scenes. There is action underway, and let's hope we're not out of time, because I know she's really in a serious situation at this point. I want to tell you why I'm asking, because I know from where I sit, I have no choice. And this is the very, very unfortunate news that I hate to break. But we lost Kirsten a couple of hours ago. They killed her.
No way.
So that was a phone call that I got, and I had somebody.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, when I was
can't
arranging.
believe this.
Yeah, when I was arranging today for 2 people to be in that hospital, one's an attorney, another, I'm just going to leave it, medical professional. I got to protect this person. Was going in there to get me some intel, see what the landscape was, so I could decide to get in my vehicle and drive down. Unfortunately, the news I got was when he said when we were talking today, and he was prepared to go there, she died. So the simple fact is that these motherfuckers killed her. And as I said at the beginning of the show, my word is bankable. You sons of bitches in that hospital, believe me, you're going to be famous, because I am going to hire an attorney. I'm going to get discovery. I'm going to find out who's on that fucking case. I'm going to name every one of you, and I'm going to bang away. And if you want to come after me with a libel or slander suit, bring it. Because I've been building some cash on the sidelines for this bullshit right here. And also, that just brings more discovery. And that's going to bring more of your friends and everybody around you down. But this shit has to stop somewhere. And there's got to be an ignition point where something is done to make an example of these bastards. One of the nurses on this case, with the person that talked to them and she informed them that she had died, here was what the callous bitch had to say. Well, she wasn't vaxxed. She wasn't vaxxed, like, too bad. That's her fault. She wasn't vaxxed.
That's why they're using this as a statement.
Yes. So, I doubt that bitch is going to see this particular video. Well, I'll tell you, if you do see it, you now have an idea of what life's going to be like for you when I find out your name. I can't sit back and watch this bullshit. People know that Kirsten and I haven't spoken for months. We've had our differences.
And so have I. I've had differences with her. But she's still a patriot.
She's a patriot. She's a war fighter. She was going after some very bad people, and we can't let these bastards take down somebody of her stature, my stature, people we don't believe. My stature, your stature, her stature, because this will become a consistent operation for these guys to find ways to get us into hospitals, and we have to have a pact. If any one of us or any of the people that we associate with, if they have a problem and they get in a hospital, we now have to marshal our forces. And I don't know what it's going to take, but we got to put the fear in these sons of bitches walking in these hospitals and taking paychecks to kill our friends. This isn't going to continue. I can tell you that right now. And so this is my commitment to this war. This is where I'm going with this. This was the worst news I could have got today, but it is not nearly as bad as the bastards in that hospital. I don't care if these people were just doing their job, or maybe they're naive or don't know any better. It's your responsibility to know better. If you refuse to pick up this encyclopedia that has everything in the world on it, find out what's going on, no excuses. And Mike, I'm telling you, that's why I said it's going to happen. Law enforcement, all you people out there that want to support this cabal-powered murder machine by enforcing this bullshit on people, again, I'm going to say this as I said for a year and a half. We outnumber you by the billions. In this country, we outnumber you by the millions. Sooner or later, we're going to hit critical mass. It's going to turn. And any one of you guys that want to step in the way of freedom-loving Americans, you're dead men walking. Because you think this happened in places near Kazakhstan, where they had this happen, and you say those are third world animals. There's nothing more vicious than an American that's defending its family, defending its turf, defending its home, and you've killed one of them. And the arrogance that we have, because we were born free, that arrogance, you think you're going to get away with this by killing our family members? I already said, when I'm done with this, next my target is Mount Nittany Hospital and those doctors that killed my dad. This isn't going to stop for me until I see these people perp walk, shave, walking down the street, or they're hung. This is the way we have to be. Because this is not going to stop. They know who she is. You have to know who Kirsten W. is. And you've got the balls to say, fuck you, we're going to continue doing what we do. I know how it is. I know the hospitals I've been in, they've gone and Googled me. Fortunately for me, I've had doctors come in and express sincere appreciation or let me know they're not buying into the bullshit. I got lucky. I didn't have the misfortune of somebody say, there's that son of a bitch, Scott McKay. Let's do what we got to do. She, unfortunately, got caught up in the communist trap of California because these people are insane. They're mindless. And now we lost her. Now she's gone. Who's next? Who's next? Look at what they did to Presley Stutz. Look, I saw him in Gettysburg. 2 months later, he gets sick. They go to a hospital in South Carolina. His family, his attorney, had power to get him what he needed. They wouldn't. They got him out of the hospital, went to another hospital owned by the same corporation. They killed him. This is a huge Trump fundraiser. Killed him. They're killing us, guys. They're killing us. So what are we prepared to fucking do now? What are we prepared to do?
Dime them out. Yeah, we're gonna dime them out. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get names. We're gonna talk about them. Everything. So Tracy today called, trying to get through today in the hospital, and they're like, okay, we're gonna patch you through somebody. You can talk to. They patched her through to security. So the security guys will ask, well, what's your name? What's your phone number? Where do you live? Gathering information on her. So I was like, Tracy, don't ever do that again. You fell into a nasty trap. So the whole system, security, all of them. Because, I'm like a military guy, and I like law enforcement. I was a security guy for a long time. So I would think that normally security guys are like the up and up. Everything is rigged, guys. Everything is rigged against you. They would have, come up. If you had tried to, bust your way through, security would have came, taken you out, probably arrested you, arrest, private property, arrest, and then the police would have came and taken you away. It wouldn't have happened. But if we come in massive numbers, and hit these places, just do a mass rush. It's kind of like what they run away, when these criminals come in and do a mass, hit on these stores and stuff like that. We should start doing that to some of these guys.
We have to, because I said today, I told Goldilocks, I said, look, I may have to get down there today, and I'm probably going to get arrested, but I'm not going to stand by and let him murder another one of us. Obviously, that didn't happen. But all I'm going to say is, all of you people out there that watch our shows and all these other shows of our friends, all I can say is, folks, I'm not pointing fingers, and I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. When are we all collectively going to do this? When are we all going to bull rush a goddamn hospital and save one of our friends or one of your loved ones or family members? This is the third one this week. 2 that have been on tour. I got beautiful. I gave you, all you guys, we've given everybody enough intel. We need ass-kicking time. We need Patriots coming out of the house and going on offense. School boards, which they've done remarkably.
Everyone, It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So it's a sad day. Kirsten W. passed away last night. We found out about it when I was doing a show with Scott McKay and David Rodriguez. So we had been trying to get to Kirsten for several days. Hospital where she went to. So just give you the bigger picture of this. So we were going out to LA. So Kirsten flew out early. Kirsten was supposed to meet me and my wife at the airport, and we didn't hear from her for a couple days. So she must be, having a great time. So then we get to the airport and still haven't heard from Kirsten. Then we basically took a cab to the home we were staying at, and the basically Sue Wong, who's the person we're staying with, she hadn't heard from Kirsten either. And we're like, whoa, what's going on? So we basically tried to call Kirsten's number, and then a friend that she had been staying with, a lawyer dude, answers and says that Kirsten's in the hospital. And so I'd already had some alarm bells going off when before we left. Kirsten was sick, and I offered her some ivermectin. So pretty much everyone that does ivermectin has, is cured of that cocoa stuff. So she didn't want to do it. So she's sickly. She's doing shows. She's sickly. I'm like, it's free choice. That's what we have here. And so she flew out to LA and disappeared from the scene. And while she's at her friend's house, she becomes unconscious, and he calls an ambulance, and she goes into the hospital. So I've been saying all along that you do not go to the hospital system, guys, because they're basically killing people in the hospitals on purpose, right? Now, a lot of these doctors and nurses, they think they know think they're very cute, and think they're very smart. They are going to be held responsible. They're going to be held responsible for Kirsten's death, right? Because Kirsten did not have to die, right? Once she's in the hospital, we're trying to get to her, right? And get her some ivermectin, because the hospital refuses to give people, most hospitals refuse to give people ivermectin. So people sneak it in. So I've had a lot of people that have contacted me about their loved ones who went in the hospital, they had cocoa, and eventually they passed away, because the hospitals are not designed to beat this thing. They're designed to be killing machines, right? And that's what they're doing. And that's what they did to Kirsten. That's what they have been doing to thousands and thousands of people. You go to the hospital, and there's been lots of nurses that have come out and have talked about it. I remember watching a show one time where a nurse talked about how he had witnessed early on how they were euthanizing. That's right, euthanizing people in hospitals. Euthanizing them. That means killing them, right? Injecting them with something that basically shuts them down. So we're trying to get in and get her stuff. They're refusing to let us come in. We said, can you give her ivermectin? They refuse. The hospitals are doing that. So you might remember that Trump came out and said that was one of those things that you could use to basically, not have to go to the hospital. So Kirsten didn't take it. She would have probably not have to go to the hospital, but here she is in a hospital. It is what it is, and they're not allowing it to come in. So we were going to try and sneak it in. They eventually. Now Kirsten's a very strong woman, as many of you guys know. I don't always agree with the things that she decides to focus on. Like she's focused on Juan Savin, saying he was corrupt. I didn't agree with that, but she's very strong-willed. She's a firecracker, man. And if she gets it in her head, she doesn't like something, she's gonna go after it. So it's still loved her, and because she's a great big heart. She did a lot for me, but she attacked a lot of people. She saw things in a different way. So anyway, she's in the hospital. Her lawyer friend, only one person can go at a time. So we was like, hey, back off so we can get in and see her, right? And basically, drop some stuff off for her. So a lot of people are doing that. A lot of people dropping off ivermectin to their loved ones because they can't get in and see them. And then it's been snuck in, and the people are taking the ivermectin, and within 2 to 12 hours, they come back and they look at the person and they're like, it's a miracle. Yeah, you dumbasses. You guys in the hospital systems, you guys are corrupt, and you're going to go down. You're going to get hammered. We've been talking about this for a long time. That you guys that are in the hospital systems that are refusing this stuff, you refuse hydroxychloroquine, you refuse ivermectin. It's going to come after you. It's going to come after you for doing that, right? You guys think you're very smart. And the nurse, I guess we finally got frontline doctor guy in there, and he was going to assess the situation and try to get her Ivor, and she passed away while he's there. So there's fishy things about this the whole way, and I'm not going to go into detail about this. It may come up later, but there's lots of fishy stuff that went on with Kirsten. And Kirsten has been communicating from the other side, and she has been saying you need to look deeper into this, right? So we're going to, and we're going to point out the people that are there at this hospital for doing this, right? And that this needs to happen all over the country, guys, because these guys are having death camps in our own hospitals. These hospitals need to go away, right? We need to have healing centers going forward, and these nasty hospitals need to go away. And the people that are in them that are not abiding by the Hippocratic Oath and doing harm to people, they got to go too. And a lot of them, I think, are going to be held accountable for murder. A lot of murders going on in hospitals, guys. So as we move forward, we will start to see these things come about. Now, do they happen overnight? No. Do they happen soon? I think it's sooner, much sooner than people imagine. All right. So there's corruption throughout all of these systems. They have to be destroyed. They have to be completely destroyed. And the destruction doesn't have to be like a physical destruction. It means that those old systems collapse, right? And to make them collapse, it's just like everyone goes somewhere else. So a lot of these places aren't even accepting anybody else because they're saying, oh, they're overwhelmed and blah blah blah. They're not overwhelmed, all right? They're overwhelmed because they decide to be overwhelmed so that they can make those hospitals into killing places, all right? So you come into a hospital, they're going to find the cocoa on you, like they did for her. They said she had cocoa, so they isolated her. Whether she did or not remains to be seen. I don't know. So she almost escaped because you guys know how Kirsten. She's very vocal. I've seen her in action. She was very vocal, and I know she went after these people because we were communicating with her. Because she was on a mask. She didn't have a tube, and the hospital was saying that she wasn't getting enough oxygen. They needed to put the tube down her, and we're like, and she was refusing that, and that's good because that's pretty much a death sentence right there. 90% of people don't survive that. All right, so she knew that. She basically resisted that. She got up to the point that she was, getting the mask, oxygen from the mask. That was good, and then she was like, "I'm out of here," and they're like, "Okay." So she got her thing. She was heading out, and unfortunately, she didn't make it out the door before. I guess she, started getting queasy or whatever. They got her back into the room, and that was the end. That was the end for Kirsten. All right, she made her attempt. Wish we could have been there. We'd have met her there. We got her out of there. We got it fixed up. But it is what it is, guys. There's thousands of people that are dying. Millions of people are dying in hospitals because of this. All right. So they have decided to refuse ivermectin because it works. They have refused to. They have come out with, even though this has been around for like 70 years, it's been effective. They chose to come out and say this is horse medicine. All right. Horse medicine, crap. Flea bite, whatever. The damn stuff works. So if it's working, regardless of what you guys want to say, and you're refusing it to people, murder. Flat out murder, right? So that's what's coming for these guys. So Scott McKay and I and other people are going to start to expose this stuff. We're going to expose these SOBs, all right? And it has to be exposed because a lot of people don't seem to be getting it. Although it's happening to millions of people all over the world, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to go after this. I know how to go after this. We're talking about it right now. So you guys are getting fired up, aren't you? So this is the way we start this process of pushing back on this 1% that's controlling the world. This friggin' 1% that needs to go bye-bye. And they need to go bye-bye in a bad way. All right? So let's jump into some stuff. I don't know how much I'm going to share here. I can share Kazakhstan. So lots of love to Kirsten. And we have a nice little shrine. We have Kirsten's picture. We have candles all around it. We got Archangel Michael around it. We had it like that before she passed, right? And unfortunately, guys, I didn't want to expose this because I believe in miracles, but I unfortunately saw that she wasn't going to come out of there, right? And that's sometimes a problem with a remote viewer. You see stuff you really would rather it be a different way. So.
Yep, it's true. So I just found out, I was allowed to make it public a few hours ago. Kirsten did pass away. Nobody knows exactly the reason or why. She was in the hospital, as many of you know. She went to LA for an event over New Year's. She was sick before she left. I told her she shouldn't go. Told her she was stubborn and hard-headed, as you know. And I encouraged her to get on the hydroxychloroquine regimen. And she went anyway. Had bacterial pneumonia. She seemed to be doing good.
Actually, I noticed last night as I was scrolling through on YouTube that there was a couple of upcoming events videos. You know how she posts, upcoming event, both her channels last night. She posted a couple things on Telegram. The really strange thing, and found this out, finally confirmed it. Scott McKay revealed it on his roundtable he did tonight with Jaco and Nino. And so, yeah. The weird thing happened this morning. I was meeting a friend for a cup of coffee, and it was 9:21 a.m. My phone rings. It's Kirsten's number. I answer it, and there's nobody there. It was like a butt dial. All you could hear was some, muffled, a couple things once in a while in silence, and I kept talking, hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Went on for a few minutes. So I thought, she said that she was hoping to get out of the hospital. I texted her, she said she don't know why they're keeping me here. Don't know why she needs the oxygen. I told her, I said, if they're trying to hold you hostage, I told her yesterday or the day before when I texted her, I said, don't let them hold you hostage there. If you're feeling, your body, if you're feeling well enough, you can AMA yourself out of the hospital. Don't let them hold you hostage. Because we know how these hospitals, greedy sons of bitches they are, they'll hold you in there as long as you can for all the fucking money that they can collect. So nobody knows exactly, what, like I said, I was encouraged this morning when she rang my phone. But then, this afternoon, heard about it, and, Scott revealed it on his show. So, Kirsten W., the Queen of Intel, has shifted over to the other side. So now, Scott's pissed. He's wanting to start a friggin' revolution from his ass killing everybody. So last time I saw her in person, she was just getting ready to leave for her Kentucky or Virginia event. I went over to her house, sat there across the table from her while she was doing a show with Mike Jaco and the Evo 360, Evo 60, the product. They're talking with that doctor guy, the carbon stuff, sitting across the table from her. And, say goodbye. I got a book for my friend signed, mailed it to her. But I had intended to do a big January 6th show to expose all the bullshit and the lies that the media is putting out about January 6th, but I can't do that today. Looking at the chat. Yes. She was sick before she went to Virginia there, Lori. Yeah, she was real sick. Just before her trip. And that's when it started. Anyway, it's pretty shitty what's going on in our country. At the medical staff, you can't trust Western medicine is fucking garbage. Completely useless. Yes, Kirsten W. moved on to the other plane. So real quick, wanted to just share a quick story. This is a picture I just put on my Telegram. And when she did her event in Dade City last year, July, I think it was the last event of the first leg of Scott McKay's tour. That's right when Scott couldn't make it to here out to Tampa. It was in Dade City, just outside of Tampa. Scott didn't make it because he got hit with the bioweapon in Pennsylvania. A bunch of people on his team got sick up there, so he didn't even make it. So Kirsten was there, Sasha Stone, Lita Dundas, Mike Jaco, the Bald Avenger. Anyway, so she went there. She changed her clothes. It was raining like a son of a bitch. She changed her clothes, and she left her boots. Let me switch over here. She left her boots at the event venue in Dade City. She was lost them. She couldn't find them. She was freaking out. So I called the event place, and they couldn't find them. They were looking and looking. Finally, a day later, they called me because I left my number. I said, yeah, we found them. So she lives in Sarasota, which is hours south of me. Dade City is about 45 minutes north of me, so it's almost 2 hours for her. So I said, hey, I'll go get them. So I drove up there, picked up her boots, and took them down to her in Sarasota. She was happier than a pig and shit. But we just increases my resolve to continue to fight this fight. So that's what's going on. Sure more will come out over the coming days. Like I said, Scott's pissed. He's getting wants to get the lawyers and call out the hospital, rain down freaking thunder on that hospital out there in LA. So yeah, keep her other friends and family in her prayers. And I'll be back tomorrow to chew some more.